And distinguished colleagues, once again I remain Senator I.D. Gyang, representing the blessed people of Plateau North. This matter of urgent public importance is on the disruption of legislative business in the Plateau State House of Assembly. The Senate notes with concern the disruption of normal legislative business and barricading of the Plateau State House of Assembly, thereby making access to the premises impossible. The Senate is disturbed of the alleged impeachment of the Speaker, Right Honorable Ayuba Abok, by 8 members of the House of Assembly, which falls short of the 2/3 constitutionally required number as provided for in Section 92C of the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, 1999, as amended. The Senate is aware that majority of the members of the House are opposed to the alleged impeachment and have pledged loyalty and solidarity with Right Honorable Abok against those loyal to Yakubu Sanda. The Senate further aware that the Conference of Speakers of the 36 states Houses of Assembly have denounced the alleged impeachment and withheld recognition for Yakubu Sanda. The Senate is therefore disturbed that an impasse and stalemate has arisen, which, if left unattended to, may degenerate. The Senate is aware that the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, 1999, as amended, in Section 11(4), empowers the National Assembly to intervene in the State Assembly where the House is unable to transact normal legislative business. And it is further concerned that the development in the Plateau State House of Assembly of the purported impeachment has the capacity to negatively affect the democratic credentials, image, and standing of Nigeria in the international community and the global stage. Consequently, the Senate resolves to call on the Plateau State House of Assembly to be guided by the rule of law and the Constitution in all legislative business, particularly where and when it affects appointment and impeachment of a presiding officer, in order to deepen democracy and uphold the independence of the legislature as an arm of government, and to set aside the unconstitutional impeachment. Mr. President, distinguished colleagues, I so move.
Any contribution? Senator.
Mr. President, my name is Dr. Gabriel Suswam, Benue Northeast. Mr. President, the recalcitrant behavior of 8 members of the Plateau State House of Assembly should not just concern us as the highest legislative house in this country, but we must be seen to take actions so as not to allow this permeate to other states that might be tempted to behave in same manner. Mr. President, the chief whip is not doing his work. The house is very noisy.
Please address the chair.
Mr. President, it is not right for us as the Senate of the Federal Republic to look the other way when democracy is under threat in whichever form. The behavior of these young boys in Plateau.
Distinguished Senator Gabriel Suswam, I don't think you can refer to members of a state house of assembly as boys. They are men because
Mr. President, the behavior of these honorable members, eight honorable members of the Plateau State House of Assembly, has the capacity to negatively affect the perception of the international community as the way we are running our democracy. And if we do not react swiftly, Mr. President, we will be seen to be abdicating our own responsibility as enshrined in the Constitution of the Federal Republic as amended 1999. And so I want to strongly support the mover of this motion to the effect that this Senate do intervene immediately and make sure that status quo remains as it were before the incident. Mr. President, I was a little bit disturbed because the governor of Plateau State is a former speaker and he should know the procedure. And I saw on television and in the newspapers where he received the new speaker that was enthroned by only 8 members. Mr. President, that should be a cause for concern for all of us. And so we should here, as the highest legislative house of this nation, act swiftly and call these honorable members to order, and of course, have reasons to interface and interact with His Excellency the Governor of Plateau State, so that the correct thing should be done. If they follow the procedure, we will not be commenting on it. But procedure were breached blatantly, and so we should not be seen to allow such a thing to happen. Otherwise, it can degenerate and create problem also in other states. Mr. President, I support.
Well, okay, thank you very much. Distinguished that the governor can receive, even if it is one member of the House of Assembly who wants to see him, as the leader, as the head of government at that state level. So if 8 members or whatever number decided to go and visit him and he receives them, I don't think the governor has done anything wrong there. What is wrong after investigation will be whether appropriate steps were taken. If they were not, certainly that is something that the Senate particularly and the National Assembly in general would not tolerate. So with this, I will put the question on the only prayer. Call on the Plateau State House Assembly. Call on the Plateau State House Assembly to be guided by the rule of law and the Constitution on all legislative business, particularly where and when it affects appointment and impeachment of a presiding officer, in order to deepen democracy and uphold the independence of the legislature as an arm of government. Those in favor of this prayer say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. Additional prayer. Additional prayer. You say additional prayer? Okay, additional prayer.
Thank you, Mr. President.